my channel today, and we are doing a brand new renovation video. And so today I have a very special house for you all because this one has a very good, unique structure to it that shows promise, and I think it's a good one to renovate today. So that's what we're gonna do. And so this house was made by Hobie Dino, and they actually made it for Simsy to fix, but they asked me to fix it instead on stream. And so here I am today fixing it. And honestly, I personally think that this house shows promise because the way it looks on the gallery, I'm like, chef kiss. Cottagey, cozy vibes, Windenburg. It just has that vibe to it. So I thought, hey, why not? Especially it's for a house for a new couple with a baby on the way. One's a doctor and one is like a gardener. So I think it has promise of potential to grow over time with the doctor's salary and, you know, the garden of flowing of plants and flowers and fruit and whatnot and vegetables. So I thought, hey, build a cottage home, but make it better. But we have a lot of work to do here. We got this living room we gotta fix, we got this hallway, we got this kitchen, this office, and especially the upstairs. And even though that we have to make it like a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, I'm gonna try my darn hardest to see if that will be the case in the end. It probably will. I know how to, fix certain things here and there, especially the roofing and the landscaping. And so hopefully this will turn out good and you all will definitely like it. But either way, let's go ahead and hop into the renovation. So now that we're into the speed build portion of this video, I wanted to say thank you all so much for your kind generosity, patience, and support of me and this channel, of just because I haven't posted a video in like 2 or 3 weeks now. And I feel so bad of not posting because it's what I live for and it's what I like doing. But I have been booked and busy, like good booked and busy, because I've been doing things off camera, like recording videos and doing meetings and business calls that I think that are going to benefit the channel a lot more in the future, because now that I have the podcast, I have a lot of extra stuff I'm going to do for that. And honestly, if you have not listened to my podcast, my link will be down below in the description to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Audible, or wherever you listen to your podcast, because it's available everywhere. Trust me, you're going to want to listen to my podcast because there's a lot of information and insightful stuff that you don't really get to hear or see on stream or in videos. So definitely make sure you go listen to the podcast every single Monday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But for this house, it is a family of 2 with a baby on the way and room for growth, expansion. Because I believe that this house is gonna definitely grow over time with the families going to live here, because they're not just gonna have 1 baby, they might have maybe 2 or 3 more with a dog or a cat or whatever. Especially it's placed in the wonderful world of Windenburg, which is one of my favorite worlds in The Sims 4. It's the biggest world we've ever gotten and also with the most lots we've ever gotten. And I think with the European vibe that it brings, especially on the island part of Windenburg, it has a nice secluded vibe to it where you're not alone, but you're at peace and you can have that privacy that you need. And I think that's what the family that's going to live here that they need, basically. And so one is a gardener and one is a doctor. And I think that the doctor is a sim that's going to thrive a lot in their career field, but is going to struggle because the fact that they're going to have to take a boat from the island to the main area parts of Windenburg to get back and forth between, home and work, and also the gardener being home alone, or they just are out there thriving doing their gardening business. Because if you don't know, we did get freelancer careers and we also got a self-employed type of track as well. So if you go to your phone, there's a thing called Register for Missionary of Labor, and that's kind of basically a freelancer, self-employed type of job for your Sims. But we also do have like other freelancer careers that the Sims team added in. But I think if you're going to be a gardener, I wouldn't really technically go with the gardener career because I feel like you're boxed into a certain stigma of what you have to do in order to succeed. And I think for a sim who's just starting out, or sims who are just starting out with a newfound life for themselves, the baby on the way, I think it'll be best for them to have one person have a career and the other person to just do what they got to do in order to succeed in their own endeavors. So I thought that the sim who's going to live here, who's the gardener, is going to register themselves as self-employed. Because I think it's kind of fun because you can make money from so many different avenues in life of The Sims, where you steal celebrity tiles from Del Sol Valley, or you make money from gardening or painting or whatever. And especially the gardener could take pictures or paint their plant garden, or like their garden, like paint their garden or take pictures of their garden, so that there's like three multiple streams of income: their photos, their paintings, and no, there's four. So if you ever decide to download this house, or you ever make a doctor slash gardener family, which I think I might actually do just for the fun of it, not gonna lie, having fun here. But there's four multiple streams of income that I realized that a sim could do. So Sim's a gardener, so that's like all the plants they have that they could earn money from. And then they could take photos to sell to like curators or collectors. Then they have paintings that they could paint their garden or their plants or whatever, or their fruit, and sell that. And they can make videos about their garden and their plant journey on Sims 2 via the drone or by the video station desk for multiple streams of income. See, this is why I love The Sims, because it's so imaginative, where you make the game fun for you and you think of these new, brand new ideas that you couldn't think of before until you took the time to slow down and realize there are multiple things you can do to have fun. So now, four multiple streams of income. I am so excited. Even the doctor itself, like, I realize there's doctors on YouTube who make YouTube videos about their like medical journey and stuff. And I'm obsessed with Grey's Anatomy right now, so I'm like in a doctor kick right now, just medical things. I don't want to become a doctor because that's too much schooling, too much. But I want to learn from other people. It's easier that way, less time, less money because it's free. But I think that with the doctor who's going to live here with their significant other, they could, one, become a doctor at the hospital, of course. Then they can make videos about their medical doctor journey, and then they could write books. They could write books about their medical journey, and they could also, well, that's pretty much it. Doctor, book, and videos. That's the three that they could do. But then the gardener, I didn't realize that they could write books about their gardening journey. And I think if you get to a certain skill, you actually get the option to write books about that skill, like a skill book based on the skill you're most mastered in. Because recently when I was playing my Rags to Riches save, I got the option to write a book based on the gardening skill or some skill I can't, or no, the archaeology skill. And I was like, wait a minute, that's a cool idea. My Sims could write books about their skills or the things that they've learned over time to make income. Oh my goodness. I love The Sims. I really, really do love The Sims. And I think that it's thriving in a way, like not The Sims 4. Of course, Sims 4 is like new and thriving here and there at different paces. But I think that the Sims, people are now discovering new and creative ways of making content for them for their own benefit. Because I think that The Sims is just like, it's my safe haven. It's what I use to create. It's what I use to find comfort, escape reality, and live my life the way I want to live it. And personally, I feel like I'm doing great right now. And I'm having the most fun just like experimenting with new video ideas. Like right now I'm making like a challenge video that I want to do. And I'm very excited to kind of release it. I'm very far away of completing it, but I'm also like getting close to the end, like halfway mark of it. But I'm also making a machinima, and I'm almost done with that too. And I'm also kind of getting back into the swing of things of making LPs again, because I did a episode with Ocean Sims, who was one of my good friends on YouTube and the internet, or just in general in the Sims community. And we did an episode together of episode 3 of talking about like the Sims, imposter syndrome, mental health, you know, everything under the sun basically. And she asked me like, would I ever do LPs again? Because I kind of talked to her about her LPs and, you know, all of her Sims families that she has. And she asked me like, would I ever do LPs again? And I told her that I don't know if like I'm up to it yet, but like I've thought about of doing LPs again, because it's been like almost 2 years since I've ever done a proper quote unquote LP or like a challenge or whatever, because I wasn't really motivated enough to like really sit down and record them. And I felt pressured, but I also was going through like a very rough time during that time of recording LPs. And I felt like if I started one, I would never finish it. And that was like kind of a repeat of all the LPs I've done where I started them and then I never finished them, except one. There is one LP that I started and complete. No, actually, there's two. No, no. There's three. There are three LPs I've actually started and finished it, or like had like a certain point where I knew it could end at a good note. The first one was my first ever Sims 4 LP. I think I had like maybe 60 some odd parts on that. I do not know. It's like when I first started my YouTube channel. You can watch it back if you want to. Not great quality, but enjoy that. But it was like my first Sims 4 LP. And then my Get Together LP, which I think had like 60 some odd parts or so. And then my Cats and Dogs LP that had maybe 25 or so or less. But I ended it off where each and every one of it, I ended them off where they could stand alone by themselves, where they could, people who watch that series could think of what could happen next, what's going to happen with them, further on into their future. And honestly, I think I'm bringing one of them back. I'm only bringing one of my LPs that I started, which is my Cats and Dogs LP, because it's not your ordinary teenage pregnancy, story. It's more than that. And I want to be able to kind of tell these stories not from experience, because I don't have children, nor am I a teenager or a female. I think that I want to be able to tell these stories that are about like heartache and mental health and all these other cool things that could happen in your life, but in the Sims. Like, I'm bringing real life into the Sims, and I think that'd be kind of cool to have, especially for Sims like Nina Larson and her newfound fiance, and I think they're married right now. I cannot remember, but I think it's gonna be definitely something to remember these Sims by from their journey. So if you want to ever watch the series that I've mentioned, all the links will be down below in the description, so you can go watch them. I had the most fun sharing those stories from my LPs from like Get Together and Cats and Dogs. Even though they were like Pac Pacific based, they were more than that, where I told a story within those worlds. Because I didn't have my Sims live in Windenburg with Cats and Dogs. I had them live in Newcrest. Just because I think that living in a world like Brindlin Bay, I feel like it didn't fit them at the time. So I had them move to Newcrest and have a business in Brindlin Bay. But then they, Sims scatter off here and there with the family and kids happening and moving out. So we changed things a bit, but trust me, when you see the trailer or whatever preview of my Cats and Dogs Machinima The Larson Life thing, I think you're gonna definitely like it, because I put all of my time and energy into it. I'm finding all the music and filming everything, and I'm just having the most fun right now just doing it. And it kind of brings on the topic of like this build where it's like a gardener, but also a doctor who's like doing these things to make their family thrive every single day of their lives, where you're saving lives, but you're also helping grow the earth. And on the topic of doctors, I watch Grey's Anatomy a lot. And Derek Shepherd, he always says it's a beautiful day to save lives. And honestly, it's a great quote. I think it's just lovely, because it's a beautiful day to save lives in The Sims. And I think being able to kind of tell these stories about the doctor and the gardener and how they navigate through life, but also kind of tell stories about, my Larson family and their lives and how they navigated through lives, it's something that I'm very happy to kind of share with you all. And I'm excited to kind of see where it like leads off. Because eventually one day I'm going to write a book. Like, it's going to happen. Like, one of these days I'm going to write a book about one of my Sims' lives. And it might as well be the Larsons or some other family. Like, I already know it. I already know I'm going to make a book, write a book. And it's going to be short. A short story book. It may not be the best, but at least it's a book that I wrote. But overall, I am definitely looking forward to the future of the channel. I'm definitely going to get back into the swing of things of recording my current household update videos, because the last video that you saw was the Sims 2 current household update, And that was with the Broke family, and that was eventful, honestly. A wedding, a birth, a growing up birthday party, a date, all the things that you saw. And I think that definitely when we get back into the LP spectrum of things, it's going to get a lot better and a whole lot easier for myself because then I'll know what I'm doing actually. And then we'll find peace, that we'll find that happy medium of what we can call home. And right now, I'm enjoying the builds, but I definitely want to kind of get back into LPs and gameplay because I said on stream like a couple, like yesterday actually, that I've been missing gameplay and I want to get back into it. So you might see some gameplay videos this week. And yeah, but either way, let's go ahead and hop into the real-time tour of this video. And yeah. So now that we're into the real-time tour, I am officially happy to say that this house turned out a lot better than I thought it would because I did all this on stream and a little bit off camera, but I only used 3 different packs. The Get Together pack, which is the expansion pack, Country Kitchen Kit, and the Bust to Dust. Mainly use more base game, Get Together, and the Country Kitchen Kit because personally, that is a lot more content to use for furnishing. And I'm more of an exterior designer than an interior designer, but I realized that when I use limited packs like this, it's a lot easier for me to like decorate and like kind of find a distinct theme for the house overall. But for the interior for this house, I was having so much fun because again, limited pack build, less stuff to use and clutter your house with. But here is the entrance area for like your office-y stuff, and then we have an extra office over here for 2 for the mom and the dad because, you know, one's a gardener, one's a doctor, so they need space to do things for their business, basically. And then we have the office, or not the office, but the living room. And now that I think about it, I put a desk and a computer in every single room. I put one in the living room, the entrance area, the office, of course. But I'm like, I have a lot of computers. Can they afford all of this stuff? No. But you know what? It's fine. But then we have the kitchen / dining room area. And as you can see here, I really went full out with the Country Kitchen Kit. This is my favorite kit of all that we have gotten thus far. And I think that the Country Kitchen Kit is just my favorite. It has my favorite swatch. It just has a good fridge and stove. So I need more of this, please. And especially the fact that the fridge fits with the counters. That's a great thing. That's what I'm here for. Things that fit together is the best thing ever. Or I think I think I just made it fit so it looked like it was together. Maybe that's what I probably did with Move Objects. You saw nothing. But then we have this one island here so your Sims can sit, or they can sit in the dining room, whichever they so please. And then for the upstairs, I have a larger bathroom and then a small teeny tiny bathroom. But mainly your Sims will probably be using this large bathroom that they're sharing. And since the Sims are technically the couple who's going to live here has a baby on the way, I didn't really think it was best to put just a bassinet and like random objects into one room. So I decided that, you know, the baby's going to age up in like 3 days time. That might as well make this room a toddler's room and make it easier for expansion later on. So I put one toddler bed here, a little desk here, and then all the generic needs that they need to have for like growth wise, like books and, you know, their blocks and their toys and all those things. And then lastly but not least is the parents' bedroom. Now this is where I went full out. I had a lot of fun with this one because yellow on yellow, and I have never used this carpet before in this swatch, but apparently this one works really well with brown and the wallpaper color that I chose. And since the couple is, you know, hardworking and they do all these things, like one's a gardener, one's a doctor, I thought a woodworking table would be best for the gardener because they could build their own planter boxes or whatever they need to do to thrive in their gardening business. So I put one in their bedroom because why not? And then I think downstairs I added in a small little pathway to the backyard so they have their sitting area back here. And then, of course, gardening must thrive out here with a good old type of awning. I think that, yeah, an awning that we need over here. So I put that over here. And then the grill's over here as well. And that's pretty much it. I honestly had so much fun with this house. You can go ahead and download it off the gallery. My origin ID is SpringSims. All the links will be down below in the description for you all to know. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!